I'm going to tell you again that the FA3 timetable will be given to you all tomorrow. Okay, and you don't need to worry about it. Your portion for FA3 is Prose 5, which is India Through the Eyes of a Foreigner, Prose 6, Uttanka's Guru Dakshina, and Poem 5, which is Solitary Reaper. Okay, it may seem like the three things, oh, so much, but the question and answers are easy. Grammar also we have done a lot. Parts of speech worksheets that I had given you, we will go through the answers, not today, but I will go through the answers on Thursday when we have an online class. Okay, because on Thursday also we are going to do grammar. Okay, so I have spoken.
Friday and Saturday, what we have to do?
Sorry, Friday we will be doing revision. Okay.
In online class or offline, ma'am? Online.
No, Friday we have to come to school. Okay. I'm going to say this again. Tomorrow, that is Wednesday, we are coming to school. Friday also we are coming to school. Thursday we are coming online. Okay.
Saturday is holiday.
Saturday is online. Yes.
Oh.
Okay. Wednesday and Friday in school, and Thursday and Saturday online. Okay.
Okay.
Can one person repeat this? When are we coming to school and when are we coming online?
Ma'am, I can, ma'am.
You just did. Let us have Ismail repeat it.
Ma'am, tomorrow you are coming to school, ma'am. We have to come to school.
Okay.
Thursday we have one class. Friday we have school. Saturday class, ma'am.
Perfect. Okay. So on that note, let us get started. We are doing the chapter. Let me see my screen as well. Okay. Give me a second. Yes. So we are doing the chapter called as Uttanka's Guru Dakshina. Okay, and it is written by an author called Mrinalini Sarabhai. Okay, yesterday, for those of you who are not in school, yesterday we wrote down two things. Okay, three things actually. We wrote down the main characters. So main characters in the story are Uttanka, Uttanka's Guru. Can you all hear me? Can you give me a thumbs up?
Hi, ma'am.
Hi,
no. Hi, ma'am.
Ma'am, your voice is stuck.
My voice is cutting a little bit. Okay. Thank you, Mahir, and thank you, Raja, for giving me a thumbs up. I'm hoping that everybody else can also hear me. So I'm going to share my screen again. And just so that there is no lag, I'm going to switch off. Actually, no, it's fine. Let my video be on. Yes. So coming back to this, we are doing Uttanka's Guru Dakshina today. And yesterday, for those people who missed it, you can take your English 2 notebooks and write down these things now, if you can manage to write it fast, because I'm going to go through it pretty quickly. Okay. So yesterday we discussed who the main characters in the story are. Okay. So the main characters are Uttanka, Uttanka's guru or his master, as we refer to in the story, the guru's wife, or she is called the mistress in the story. Then there is a king, then there is a queen, and there is a serpent king. Okay, these are our main characters of the story, and we will see what happens with these main characters today. Okay, that is one thing. Second thing that we wrote down was the different places that Uttanka travels to. Okay, the different places that Uttanka travels to. Okay, so firstly, Uttanka is living in a forest hermitage. Hermitage is a place where a lot of people who religious sages live away from the world. Okay, so Uttanka and his master and his wife are living in a forest hermitage. They are living away from the city. They are living away from the village even. Okay, so the first scene happens there, and in this scene, Uttanka tells his guru that I have to give you a gift. Okay, that's the first scene. Second scene is when Uttanka decides to travel to the king's palace. Okay, something happens and Uttanka has to travel to the king's palace. So he goes from the forest to the city. Okay, that happens in the second scene. In the third scene, Uttanka has reached the city. he is inside the king's palace. Okay, he is here in the royal palace, and it goes to the queen, and he asks her for her earring. Okay, so that happens in the third scene. In the fourth scene, what happens is Uttanka is on his way back home. He's going back home, and suddenly he meets someone. Okay, he meets the serpent king. Okay, and this happens in the forest. So he meets the serpent king. In the fifth scene, yes, if there are questions, I will take them after I'm done explaining you. Okay, so in the fifth scene, what happens is Uttanka he enters this one large hole, and he sees the serpent king's kingdom. Okay, and we will see what happens in the serpent king's kingdom. Okay, so that happens in the fifth scene, and then in the last scene, Uttanka goes back home, and we will see what happens when he goes back home to his forest hermitage. Okay, now I'm going to stop sharing my screen over here for a little bit. If there are any questions, I will take them now, or else we are going to watch a video on the whole story before we start reading the story. Okay? Yes, Yashika.
Serpent king means?
Can you repeat that?
Serpent king you told no, ma'am. What does mean of serpent?
Serpent. So serpent means snake. Serpent is a snake. Okay. So when we will be going through the difficult words as well, Yashika. Once we see the video, it's a 5-minute video. We're going to watch it so that everybody understands what is the story about, and then we will read the story in detail as well. Okay. So anything else anybody wants to ask me, or can I show you all the video? If you want to see the video, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, I have one thumbs up. Thank you, Shagar.
Hi, ma'am.
Noah as well, Sadike as well. Yes, hi. All right. So I am going to show you the video then. Okay. Yes. Okay. So this is a brief version of the story. Again, I'm showing you this video so that you can see the story happening. Okay, and so that you can remember better. Okay. So here we go. I will play 10 seconds. Just let me know if you can hear it. Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear it.
So let's start. Listen carefully. Once upon a time in India, a boy named Uttanka was being taught in one of the forest hermitages of the wise men.
Okay. Ismail says he can hear it. Okay, great. Okay, I'm going to start again a little bit.
At a time in India, a boy named Uttanka was being taught in one of the forest hermitages of the wise men. Hermitage meaning children where the religious sages used to live. A place where all those mud houses would be there, like the Gurukul ashram, and the child was studying with the Guru. After many years, his masters taught him all they knew. One day, he went to his master to request him to choose a gift that he may give as Guru Dakshina. Guru Dakshina meaning children, in the old days there used to be a tradition where the child learning or the student would repay one's teacher or guru, repay for his teachings. So he wanted to give a gift as Guru Dakshina. His master told him that he doesn't desire anything, but he directed him to ask his wife if she desired anything. The Guru's wife told him that she had long cherished a wish to wear the queen's earrings. The Guru's wife said that he had a long desire to get the queen's earrings. She asked him to fetch the earrings, as you can see in this picture, so that she could wear them on the feast day. There was a feast used to happen after 4 days, had to happen after 4 days, so she wanted to wear that on those feast days. Although Uttanka was dismayed, he nevertheless set out to seek the earrings from the king. Uttanka was dismayed meaning shocked, surprised, but in spite of that, he set out to seek the earrings from the king. On his way through the forest, he met a man riding a huge bull. The man offered Uttanka a cup full of some liquid and urged him, meaning advised him to drink it, saying that it will help him on his way. So he saw a man coming in a huge bowl, and that man gave him something to drink that was dirty to drink, but he said if you'll drink it, then it would be good for you, it would help for you. Uttanka arrived at the king's palace after drinking that, and he went directly to the king and told him about his guru's wife's wish that he wants the earrings. The kind king asked him to seek the queen's help. The queen also willingly gave him the earrings.
Okay, so a lot of you, are you able to hear me properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me stop sharing this. Okay, the reason why actually I wanted to show you this video is so that you get to see the pictures. Okay, so if you can't hear it properly, I will send you this video on your WhatsApp group. Take a look at it so that you can see the photos. Okay, so you have some images to understand the story. Okay, so I will not show you this video if you can't hear it properly. One more thing is, Siddiq, please stop using names on people. We are going to be polite and respectful with whoever we speak to, right? Okay, anyway, I will talk to you. Please stay back after the class, Siddiq. I will talk to you later. We will continue the story. So again, I will share my screen. Can one person tell me which page number is the story starting on, Uttanka's Guru Dakshina?
Ma'am, 70, page number 70. Page number 70.
Page number 70. Okay, great. So yesterday we actually completed quite a few points. We completed till point number 14, correct? We completed till point number 14. Yeah. So what I'll do is, for all those people who were not there yesterday, I'm just going to very quickly go through the first 3 parts that we did, the first 14 parts that we did. Just keep your textbook, your reader in front of you and listen to me. I will take 5 minutes and I will go through the first 14 points. Yes, Fatima has raised, you have raised your hand. Anything you want to say?
That time I raised, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. So I will just go through the first 3 parts with you. Okay. All right. So yes, in the first part, the first part talks about how Uttanka is living in a forest hermitage. And hermitage over here, it means a place where religious people live. Okay, the religious sages live, and they live away from the town or village or city. They live in the forest. Okay, and his house was made of mud and straw, and lot of years passed by. Okay, he was living in this hermitage. He grew up in this hermitage, and years passed by, and when he grew up, he had learned everything from his master. Okay, his master taught him everything. So we saw a picture, right, of one guru and a shishya where they were shooting bow and arrow. So these are the different kind of things that they used to teach, like how to survive in the forest. These kind of things he learned from his guru. So now that he had learned everything from his guru, he went and told his master, his guru, that you have taught me for all these years and I have not even given you anything for all these years. So tell me one thing, a gift that I can give you, and that you will really like. Okay, so the teacher says that I don't want anything, but you can go and ask your mother what she wants. Okay, as Guru Dakshina. Guru Dakshina was a very common process in the olden times, when there used to be these forest hermitages, gurukuls, we call them. And Guru Dakshina was very, it was considered very important. When you finish schooling, you give your teacher something in return for everything that your teacher has taught you, your guru has taught you, your mentor or your master has taught you. Yes. So anyway, the guru said that he doesn't want anything, ask your mother. So now in the next line, in point number 5, it says, Uttanka went to his guru's wife and bowing low before her. Bowing low means with respect, he went and bowed low before her and asked her what she wants. Okay, what she desires is what she wants. Okay, and she said that she wants these earrings that are worn by the queen, and that is something that is her long cherished desire. Means that is something she has wanted for a very, very long time. Okay, so go to her, and she tells him that, go to her and get them for me, and because I want to wear it on the feast day. So she wants these earrings from the queen so that she can wear it on a feast day. Feast is basically a very large meal. Okay, a lot of people come together, and I'm sure that happens during Ramzan also, right? Ramzan also, everybody comes together, they eat together, right? So that is a feast. It's called a feast. So she wants to wear it at the feast that is happening over there. Okay, so she tells him that if you get me these earrings, then I will believe that you are truly a good student, that you are truly committed to giving your Guru Dakshina. Okay, so that is what happens in the first scene. Okay, now when the Guru's wife tells him this, what Uttamka feels is he's feeling very worried and he's feeling very scared. He is filled with dismay. He's filled with little bit fear and little bit worry. But even then, okay, nevertheless, in spite of that, he goes out to the forest. He goes through the forest and he goes to the city where the king lives. Okay, now king lives there. He lives in the city where he has a palace. Okay, and Uttamka has to go from the forest, cross the forest, and go to the city. Okay, so now he's going through the forest when he sees this big bull. Okay, he sees this big bull coming towards him, and there is a large man sitting on that bull. Okay, and looking at this, Uttamka again gets a little scared, and he withdraws. He goes back a little bit in fear. Okay, but the man calls him, and he's like, Uttamka, drink this. He's holding like a cup of some liquid, and he gives Uttamka that. Uttamka, take this, drink this. So Uttamka, at first he doesn't say no, but he turns his head. He's like, no, I don't want it. Because he's scared also. So he's like, no, I don't want. But the man again tells him that, listen, drink Uttamka. It will help you on your way. So since the man says that it will help you, I think Uttamka decides to drink it, and he drinks it. Okay, so this happens when he is passing through the forest. Okay, now in the next point, okay, point number 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, Uttamka has reached the king's palace. Okay, Uttamka has reached the king's palace, and he goes straight towards the king. And the king is sitting on his royal throne. Okay, throne means the king and queen seating. Okay, so he's sitting on the royal throne, and Uttamka goes and tells him his situation. He tells him, and again he's respectful. Okay, he bows to the king in respect, and he says that, sir, I have come from the hermitage in the forest, which is far away from here, miles away from here. And the mistress desires to wear the earring of mistress, matlab my guru's wife. She desires to wear the earring at the feet. Okay, and I do not want to I don't want to lose respect in my guru's eyes. So I really need these earrings. He explains his situation to the king. Okay. Yes, Amina, if you want, I'll go faster. So the king, what he says is, he smiles at him kindly, and he tells him that, yes, you must ask the king. Please go to her chamber and ask her. So Uttamka goes to the queen's chamber, and the queen is not there. So he can't find her. So again, he goes back to the king and he tells him that, listen, I can't find the queen. So the king said, now the king is looking at Uttamka, and he sees that Uttamka is very dirty. He is wearing his clothes are stained, his clothes are dirty, and he has dirt on his face as well. So he tells him that you cannot, like, would you go and see the queen like this? You cannot go and see the queen like this. So you should get washed. So Uttanka now, when the king says this to him, he feels a little shame. He feels bad that, oh, like, you know, I'm going to the queen like this. So he goes, he gets washed, he gets himself cleaned, and then he goes and looks for the queen. Now, when he finds the queen, immediately the queen holds out her hand, and she has these sparkling, shining earrings in her hand, in her palm. Okay, this is our palm, right? So she's holding it in her palm, and she tells Uttanka very sweetly and very kindly that you are a good child, Uttanka, and I'm giving you these earrings willingly. Okay, so she's telling him with a lot of generosity and with a lot of kindness. She tells him that, Uttanka, I'm giving you these earrings, but she also gives him one advice. Okay, she tells him beware. Beware means be careful. Okay, be careful that you don't lose these earrings, because these earrings again have been wanted by the serpent king. Serpent is a snake. Okay, he's a snake king. Okay, so don't lose them. Okay, you might just lose them. She warns him. Okay, so this is exactly everything that we discussed yesterday. One more thing that we discussed was that how the serpent king also really wanted the earring, and even the guru's wife really wanted the earring. And the way it is described is, for the guru's wife, it was her long cherished wish, and for the serpent king, he had coveted it for a very long time. Coveted means to want, to desire. So I am really hoping that those who were not able to come to school yesterday were able to write down the difficult words that were showing up on the screen. At this point of time, if you have any questions, if you want to say something, or if you want me to show you those pages again, I can do that now before we move on to the next part. Okay, so I'm going to wait here for 1 minute.
Ma'am, just show the pictures again, ma'am.
I will show you.
I'll just take
this is
a-
also, by the way, this entire PDF which has meanings in it is also there on your group. Okay, so don't worry about it. You have.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
I'm going to show it again just in case anybody just wants to go through it.
Ma'am, yeah.
I'll just make it a little smaller. Let me check.
Yes, ma'am, I had taken screenshots, most screenshots. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Anybody else? Think about it. If you feel like you don't have any questions right now, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, thank you, Rabia. Thank you, Fatima, Khaja and Siddiq, and Amina Yashika. Okay, a lot of us are ready to move forward. Afreen and Shahid and Rabia Basti, Wahid, Rihan, Noor, Ismail. If you're feeling confused, you can always stay back and we can go through whatever part you want to go through again. Okay, Wahid has also given me thumbs up. Fine. Great. So now let's come to point 15. Okay, we will start reading from point 15 and I want to really finish it. I think we can. There are not that many points after this. So let's go through it from point number 15. I would like to ask anyone to raise their hand if they want to start reading. Okay, Fatima wants to read. Okay, great. So I will open my screen. Either you can read from your book or you can read from the screen. Okay.
I will read from my book, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead. 15. Point number 15.
Uttanka thanked her and started from home. Dusk was falling, and he was tired. Leaning against the trunk of a tree, he rested, placing the earrings on the ground beside him. Suddenly, he saw a hand snatch the earring and disappear. He sprang to his feet and turned around in the time to see a man dressed in rags running through the forest. Utanka ran after him as fast as he could, when suddenly the man changed into a snake, which
Wiggled.
wriggled into a hole in the ground.
Okay. Okay, great. So, okay. So, Fatima, I want you to read point number 16 and 17 also. But before that, I want to just say, now the Utanka has got the earring from the queen, and he has heard her warning also. That, listen, be careful. Serpent King wants these earrings too, so be careful. Okay. After that, now he's on his way back home, but he's tired. He's been walking for a long time. And it's also evening, so he decides to take some rest. So he's leaning against the trunk of a tree and he's resting over there, and the earrings are beside him, and he is not alert. He's not taking care of the earrings at this point of time. And suddenly, what happens is a hand comes, snatches the earrings, and disappears. And he springs to his feet. Means he suddenly gets up. Okay, turns around and he sees this man. Who is dressed in like torn clothes, rags. Okay, he's dressed in rags. Rags means torn clothes. Okay, and he's running through the forest. He's running, and Utanka is also now running behind him. And all of a sudden, this man turns into a snake. Okay, he turns into a serpent. Okay, and there is a small hole in the ground in the forest, and he wriggles through it. Wriggles means like this. He wriggles through it and he goes inside the hole in the ground. Okay, so this is what happens, and this is how Utanka meets the Serpent King. Okay, now let's see point number 16 and 17. Fatima, continue reading. We'll see what happens next. Yeah.
Utanka was greatly distressed, for try as he did.
Distressed means worried. He was very worried. He was greatly worried. Or
he could think of no way to get through so small a hole. He sat down to lament his fate when an old man appeared before him.
Okay.
Do not worry, my son, he said. I have come to help you. Even as they spoke, there was a thunder and lightning, and a great thunderbolt fell.
Okay, one second. Just pause, Fatima. Joseph, please don't do this. You're not only distracting me, you're distracting everybody else. I'm trusting you, and I have not disabled annotating. Okay, but don't annotate for no reason. Okay. Yes, continue, Fatima. There was thunder and lightning.
The whole earth shook with the force of it. Suddenly, all was quiet. But next to where Utanka stood was a big hole in the ground.
Okay, great. I don't know who was saying excuse me, but if you tell me in the middle of somebody reading, I can't answer.
I am Huzaifa.
Hi, Joseph. Yes, tell me, Joseph, what happened?
Ma'am, my phone charging is dead.
Okay, but you have to keep your charger next to you, right?
Time over. I leave class.
We are going to complete the story, and I will be taking 10 more minutes, definitely. So if you can stay, please stay. Okay. So coming back to the story, now Utanka, since the man ran away into a small hole with his earring, he was feeling sad and he was feeling worried. So he didn't know now what to do because he can't enter such a small hole, right? He's a big person in a small hole that a snake fits through. He can't fit through. So now he's sitting down, feeling sorry for himself, feeling bad for himself. He's lamenting his fate. And an old man comes in front of him, appears in front of him. Okay, now all of you sitting with your textbook, please make sure that I have already written down the meanings of some difficult words in brackets. So you can also, while you are reading, you can keep noting down these difficult words. Okay. Now, so he is feeling worried, and an old man appears in front of him, and he tells him, "Don't worry, I have come to help you." And as he spoke, there was like thunder happening and lightning happening, and the whole earth was shaking because there's so much going on. Okay, and after all this dhamaka happened, it was quiet completely. And next to Uttanka, he saw that instead of a small hole, there's a very large hole which he can enter. Okay, so now Uttanka knows that his problem is solved. He can actually go and find the serpent king. Okay, I can see that Yashika, Afreen, and Khwaja have their hands up. Do you have a question or do you want to read?
Ma'am, read.
Okay, you want to read. Okay, great. So let's have Yashika read a few points, then we'll have Afreen read few points, and then we'll have Khwaja read few points. Okay, so going into the next scene, okay, Uttanka goes inside the hole and he finds the Serpent King's kingdom in the next scene. Okay, so Yashika, can you start reading from point number 18?
Okay, ma'am. Uttanga entered the hole and found himself in the kingdom of the Serpent King. He walked slowly along and came to two women wearing a piece of a cloth. He asked them the way to the palace of the Serpent King. They did not heed him and went on their weaving. He saw that their cloth was made of black and white threads. Next, he came to wheel with 12 spokes. 6 boys turned the wheel around and round. "What are you doing?" he asked the boys. They did not answer him and went on with their work. So he went on till he saw a man with a beautiful horse. Uttaga went up to him. He also struck with the horse, that he bowed respectfully to the man and said, bowed respectfully to the man and said, "Oh Lord, I bow to you. Grant me a favor."
Okay, stop there. Okay, Ashika. So now in these 3 points, what happens is now Uttanka is inside the hole. Okay, he's inside the hole and he sees that he is in the kingdom of the Serpent King. He can see lots of snakes around him, and he can and first thing he sees these two women who are weaving. They are weaving a piece of cloth. They are weaving something, stitching something, right? And he asks them where the palace of the Serpent King is. But they don't pay any attention to him. They don't pay any heed. Okay, heed means attention. They don't pay any attention to him and they go on weaving. Okay, and he sees that the cloth is made of black and white threads. Okay, there are 2 colors, black and white. Okay, then what happens is he comes to a wheel which has 12 spokes. Spokes means rods. We've seen, right? A wheel has lots of like rods. So he sees a wheel which has 12 rods. Okay, and there are 6 boys who are turning it. And he goes and asks these boys, "What are you doing?" And they do not answer him. And they also continue with their work. So both these women and these 6 boys, they are doing something and they don't really pay any attention to him. They keep continuing doing their own thing. Okay, then he goes a little ahead and he sees that there is a man with a beautiful horse. Okay, he has a really nice horse with him. And what happens is that he is so like when he sees this man and this beautiful horse, he's like so happy looking at them that again he bows to them respectfully and asks and tells tells him that, Lord, can you, I bow to you. Can you grant me a favor? Can you give me some help? Okay, so that is what happens. And now let's see what does Uttanka ask him for. Okay, so Afrin, continue reading 21, 22, 23.
The man turned and said, "What can I do for you?" Uttanga replied, "Let the Sprint King be brought under my power." What, ma'am?
It's let the Serpent King.
Let the Serpent King be brought under my power. Below into this horse. The man replied. Uttanga went up to the horse and blew and blew. And from every hair of the horse body darted a flame that shot through every space in the kingdom of the Serpent King. It burned the house all the serpent rushed out, beginning Uttanka to save begging Uttanka to save their lives.
Okay. Then read 24 and 25 also.
Let the Serpent King return the earrings, said Uttanka. All the serpents then clamoured for the king to return the earrings. He did.
Okay. All the serpents then clamored. Okay. Fine. Let's just see this part. Okay, from 20 to 25. So 20 to 25, what happens is that Uttanka is asking this beautiful man, this man who looks like a god. He's asking him for a favor. Okay, man asks him, what can I do? So he says that, I want the Serpent King. I want to meet the Serpent King. Okay. I need to take something from him, so I need to meet the Serpent King. So the man says, okay, you blow into this horse, and you will be able to dart flames. He throw flames from the horse into the space of the kingdom. Like you'll be able to throw fire into the kingdom. Okay. So Uttanka started doing this. He started blowing onto the horse, and as he blew on the horse's skin, there were different fire was coming out of it, and it was going into the the kingdom. Okay, and what started happening is people's houses, all the serpents' houses started burning, and they started coming out, and they were like asking and begging Uttanka, please help us. Okay, so Uttanka says that, you please, he tells all the other serpents that I need these earrings. Please ask the Serpent King to return the earrings. So then, because of this, the serpent, all these other serpents started shouting and asking the king to return the earrings, return these earrings, so that the fire would stop. Okay, so then this Serpent King actually did return his earrings, and this is how Uttanka got his earrings back. All of this happened. Okay, he met these two women weaving a cloth. Then he met these 6 boys who were turning a wheel. Then he met this man with a beautiful horse, and he asked him to help him, and the man helped him, and then all the serpents helped him to get his earrings back from the Serpent King. Okay, so all this happens to him. And you must be wondering that what kind of a story is this? It's a very unreal story. But yes, this is called as fiction. Remember, once I was talking to all of you about fiction. It's a fictional story. It's an imaginary story. This is also a way you can be creative, right? In your writing. What can happen? If you go somewhere, what can happen? Okay, what are the adventures that you can have over there? So again, at this point of time, before we do the last 3 points, I will stop here and see if anybody has anything to share. Anybody wants to ask anything?
No, ma'am.
Okay, okay. If you have something to ask, ask right now, because tomorrow I will be doing the question and answers with you. Okay. So do ask me whatever you want to ask right now. Okay. Okay. So we move forward. We'll do the last 3 points. Khwaja, can you read the last?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Come on.
The man gave Uttanka the horse, and in a few moments he was back at the hermitage, just in time to give the earrings to his guru's wife for the feast. She blessed him for his great course. When
Courage.
Uttanka,
Courage. Braveness.
what ma'am?
She blessed him for his great courage.
Courage. When Uttanka related his adventures, his master smiled and said, "The dirty liquid you drank, my body, was ambrosia. It will give you eternal youth."
You.
The two maidens waving the black and white shirts are the night and day. The man was a god of rain, and the horse was a god of fire. You have been well looked after, my child, and deserve my blessing. Go into the world now. For great fortune awaits you. Thus, Uttanka having
Thus, Uttanka.
Thus, Uttanka, having fulfilled his duties, went into the world to seek his living. He was not as other men, for he knew that God protected him. He had nothing to fear.
Great, thank you, Khwaja. So with this, we come to the end of the story. So in the last 3 parts, now he's back at home, okay, and he's come to the hermitage and he's come to give the earrings to the guru's wife for the feast, okay, and she gives him his blessing. She admires him and appreciates him for his courage, saying that yes, you were so brave that you were actually able to go to the queen, ask her for her earrings and bring it back for me. You know, this shows that you are a truly good student. Okay. Once again, before we have any questions, okay, or any thoughts to share, let me just finish this part. Okay. So then when Uttanka tells his master, his guru, about his adventures, that he met these 2 women, and then he met these 6 boys, and then he met this man with a beautiful horse, and the hole, like tells him about the hole, that how there was a big hole that was created in the ground. All of that, when he tells him, his master tells him that actually what you were looking at was your imagination, because you had drank something called as ambrosia, and ambrosia alters your mind. Okay, you see different kind of things when you drink ambrosia. So he says that actually the threads that the women were weaving were nothing but the night which became day later. Okay, and what you saw as the man and the beautiful horse was actually rain, and it was fire. Okay, and it was just a very, very different experience that this boy had, and the liquid that he drank was ambrosia that man on the bull had given him. Okay. So then his master also blesses him that now please go into the world and experience great fortune, do good in the world, and live a good life. He blesses him. And Uttanka, now that he had fulfilled his duty of giving his Guru Dakshina, he went into the world to live. And he was also very brave. He did not have any fear, and he had that faith. God will be there to protect him. So this was beautiful story written by Mrinalini Sarabhai. I thought it was a very interesting story. She has written it well. She had written the whole part about the Serpent King in a very beautiful way. That is something that I liked a lot. I would love to know from all of you before I end the meeting right now. Oh, sorry. If there are any thoughts. Yes, Yashika.
It was a fine story.
It was a fun story. Yes. So today, and Fatima also wants to say something. Yes.
It was very interesting story because at last what will happen, interesting to hear, ma'am.
Yeah, it was a fun, nice story, right? So thank you for showing. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to end the meeting here and I'm going to stop recording.